I'm so happy to be back. I have lots of delicious recipes that I'm incredibly excited to share with you. Today's recipe is a simple, comforting, and most importantly, budget-friendly dish. We will be making chicken pot pie casserole. It's basically a deconstructed chicken pot pie. My family loves this recipe and I hope you do too. All right, enough talking, let's get cooking. All right, before I list off the ingredients for today's dish, for this season, I'm going to do my best to keep all of the dishes $30 or less. For today's list of ingredients, we're going to start off with chicken breast, or you can use a rotisserie chicken as a quicker, cheaper option. 1 cup of mozzarella cheese and 1 cup of sharp cheddar cheese. 2 cans of cream of mushroom chicken soup. A 16-ounce can of flaky biscuits. 2 bags of mixed vegetables. You can get fresh vegetables, chop them up and mix it in the bowl, or you can get the frozen kind, which is what I do because it's just the easiest way. You're gonna want to start with your chicken. With your chicken, go ahead and pick out whatever seasonings you prefer. I use what my husband calls Holy Trinity: garlic powder, onion powder, Cajun seasoning, and Italian seasoning. Season both sides of your chicken breast. If you're using a rotisserie chicken, go ahead and skip this step as it's not necessary because it's already cooked. Cajun because that's my favorite. Once your chicken is seasoned, go ahead and preheat your oven to 350. You will cook for about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how thick your chicken breasts are. Once there's about 20 minutes left on the chicken, get your cheeses out so we can start shredding. Now that we have the cheese shredded and ready, let's go ahead and prepare the biscuits. Remove the biscuits from the container and then start separating them into their individual little biscuits, like so. And just lay them out. Once you have them all separated into their individual biscuits, you're going to utilize your kitchen scissors to cut them into 4s, as this is going to be the topping to the casserole. There's no science to this. It can be as sloppy or as neat as you want it to be. Once you're done cutting all of the biscuits into 4s, set them aside because we're gonna start defrosting or preparing our vegetables. Once there's about 10 minutes left on the chicken, you are going to start preparing the vegetables. If you're doing fresh vegetables, you can start preparing them earlier, but to keep this as easy and budget friendly as possible, I am going to stick with the frozen mixed vegetables. These take about 5 to 6 minutes to cook in the microwave, so let's go ahead and get that started. Okay, so now our chicken is done cooking. Let's go ahead and start shredding. If you utilize getting the rotisserie chicken instead of cooking your own chicken, then you can just bypass the whole cooking instructions and start shredding that rotisserie chicken like we're shredding these breasts. Okay, so we shredded our chicken. Now let's get all of the rest of the ingredients together and we're gonna start mixing it for the casserole mix. All right, let's go ahead and add the cream of chicken soup into the chicken. You want to add both cans. And then just repeat the process with the second can. Your kitchen's probably going to get a little messy, but that's okay. That's what kitchens are for, to make a mess. Now we're going to add our cheese. This I like to add a couple handfuls at a time because you might not need all of the cheese, but let's go ahead and just add it all. We're cheese lovers in this house. Now I'm gonna add the vegetables. We'll go ahead and cut open that bag. Dump everything in there. Okay, now let's go ahead and give it a big stir. We're gonna stir all of the ingredients together. See, I told you, you're gonna make a mess, but that's okay. Making casserole filling is also a good arm workout because you really have to stir in all of the ingredients. Let's go ahead and add the remaining bit of this cheese. And then I also like to add a little bit of Parmesan. This is completely optional, but who doesn't love Parmesan? You would also you can add a little bit of seasoning just to give a little extra flavor. Let's use the last bit of this garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder, and a little more Cajun seasoning, because like I said, that's my favorite. Let's give it one more good stir before we put the casserole together. All right, so we have our casserole filling together. Let's put everything in the pan so we can get it in the oven. First, you always want to pan your dish just so nothing sticks. So we'll just give it a quick spray. Now we're just gonna plop everything in there and even it out into the pan. Look how good that looks, guys. So it's flat on the pan. This is the best part. We're going to get our biscuits and make it so that it's covering the whole filling. That's gonna be your topping. Okay, so you covered it with the biscuits. Now we can sprinkle some grated Parmesan on top. Again, this is optional. My family loves Parmesan, so do I, so we're gonna put a little on there. Okay, now the casserole is done. Let's get it in the oven and get this cooking. You're going to set your oven to 350, and then you're going to want to cook the casserole for about 25 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on how golden brown you want the biscuits to be. So it's just a personal preference. But let's go ahead and get this in the oven so we can start eating. This is a great, easy, comforting meal for under $30, and I hope you guys enjoy it just as much as I do. Thank you.